Problems are all climbing up today. Talk to the dead hedgehogs and watch them float away. We ain't professionally laymen in what we say, but the problem shared is a problem half leads to an easier day. Welcome to the Agony Uncles podcast.
Right, guys, welcome to another edition of our Agony Uncle podcast. This is our fourth one, am I right?
Number 4.
Fourth one. Hopefully we've helped out a few of ye, or at least given you a smile anyway, and that's the main thing. We have a select few problems that people have shared with us over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to address them today. How are you getting on, Pete?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Looking forward to the match today. Are you looking forward to the match?
I'm
what match? What match?
Mayo versus Tipperary.
You know that the red and green, or I'll be shot by my Uncle Martin for that. It's the green and red. It's the green over the red, and let no one ever tell you differently. It's the green over the red of Mayo.
Yeah, the green.
I didn't know Mayo. Yeah, I didn't think anyone really fought over that.
Oh, they did. They fought years ago. They fought. If you knew the story about the green and the red, I had it in a little poem there. A couple of the last time Mayo were playing, and basically the green represents Ireland. The red represents the red shirts of the English establishment of 150, 200 years ago. And it was the triumph of the Irish over the English.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yes. There's a poem.
Did Martin make that up?
No, he didn't. I made
sure?
I made it up.
I think Martin made that up.
No, it is not made up. That is a fact. And do you know where it comes from?
What?
You know Moore Hall?
Yes.
Yeah, around that area, around Carnacon. That's where, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the captain.
Captain Boycott.
No, it wasn't Boycott. He was Ackle, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I stand to be corrected on that. But
Captain Big Willie.
Captain Big Willie, yeah. Somehow I think I remember that
Captain
one. Sam. Yeah. So and that was it. And there was a poem wrote. If you go back 3 or 4 posts on our 3 Bucks Left page, you'll see the poem I wrote with a picture of me holding a pint of Guinness. My two big loves.
Nice. You'll have to share that poem.
I will do indeed. If I was to say it now, I'd get all patriotic and there'd be no podcast.
You'd start crying.
There'd be tears streaming down my face. Anyway, the match is on today, and I'm looking forward to it.
How do you think the match is going to go, lads?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'd like to think Mayo would win, but I actually have no clue whatsoever.
I think 4 or 5 point win, and I'd be disappointed if it was any less.
If Mayo don't win by minimum 3 points, then it's an absolute disaster.
Yeah, I'm going for 4 or 5, and I'd be happy with that. But it'll set us up nicely for the double match. Look, at the end of the day,
Tipperary have a good team. They've got
the experience that we have.
Quinlivan is a serious threat in front of the post, but Mayo should
is he the lad that came back from Australia?
No, his what's his name? His name is he plays with Sydney Swans.
Yeah, came back from Australia, didn't he?
Yeah, his first match was the Munster final there a couple of weeks ago. He's very good, but again, Mayo have a lot of depth compared to Tipperary. You know.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. You'd hope to have the bench too. The big bench, you know.
They've blooded some really good young lads, the likes of McLaughlin there in the half-back line and Conroy. So, you know, obviously, fair. Hopefully, by the time this is put out, that we've seen a Mayo win, and we're not looking like absolute idiots.
And this year we don't have to be going to the trouble of looking for All Ireland tickets, which is always a good help.
Yeah.
That's very wishful thinking now. That's
I'm telling you, you're always I suppose you're more a realist than I'm a dreamer, as you know.
Hey, Steve, you're not the only one.
And I tell you what, Pete, I want you down here if we do get the All Ireland. I want you, everyone in the bar here, we watch the match and have a right fucking right good time watching.
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart, of course. Yeah,
all of us.
6 feet apart. Yes.
Listen, lads, social bubble.
Pause there for a second. I'm just going to throw on the heat. I'm fucking freezing here.
Okay.
I had a cold shower there, and the Leroy G are frozen on me.
Gone back up into the stomach, are they?
Yes.
So we'll keep talking about football while he's putting on the heat.
I suppose we can do, yeah.
Did you watch Cavan in Dublin last night?
I did. It was probably the worst game I've ever watched. Well, then again,
every game where Dublin trounced someone is the worst.
It's not a contest, and
it wasn't like, I know the at half time they were 4 points ahead.
Was it 4? Was it only 4?
Yeah,
no,
4 or 5.
I think it was more. 5 was 5 or 6.
No, I think 4 or 5 anyway. But they were within touching distance, but they were never going to win.
No, never. And I heard Colin Moreau coming out and saying that Dublin should be split into 3 or 4. I don't agree with that either.
What, Dublin should be split into 3 or 4?
Yeah, I don't agree with it, Pete.
But they're talking about splitting Dublin into 2.
Colin O'Rourke.
He said 3 or 4.
Colin O'Rourke was brought up on the Saturday game last night.
Maybe Colin O'Rourke should be split into 3 or 4.
It's a large argument for it because there's a quarter of the population in one Dublin hinterland. They have a huge population. They have the biggest problem is there's financial there's financial doping when it comes to Dublin, because they have vastly more money to put into the development of young players. They can keep young players away from other careers by keeping them involved in the GA. They have such an advantage now.
But they've always had that advantage.
No, but they didn't, because the way that the GA is set up now, with the way endorsements have come in, the money is enormous in Dublin.
But what about when Kerry were dominant? Were they on about splitting Kerry in 2 or 4?
Yeah. But I'm a traditionalist when it comes to the likes of the GAA. I don't like too many rule changes. I don't like this idea of splitting Dublin up. At the end of the day, there's only 15 players on the pitch, and it's as simple as that.
But you're lying to yourself if you think that the effect of money doesn't have an effect on the way the game is being played. Because if you look at Manchester City in the Premier League, they would have been nowhere near where they are. They wouldn't have won 3 or 4 Premier League titles.
I understand that.
Money,
I understand that. But don't tell me that Mayo or Kerry or Cork or Galway,
they're not poor, but they don't even have a scratch on what Dublin have.
What about New York? Would New York not have a lot of money?
Well,
They don't have the players.
They don't have the players, and also
they'll never have the players.
What they have is players that are going over on like 1 year visas, and one. And it's great for them. It's great. It's really what it is for them, is a community to align themselves with when they're away from home. Keep their roots, and that's basically what it is. And it's a money making thing for Connacht teams. They go over and they have fundraisers and functions and everything like that when they go over. So it makes more money for probably Connacht teams than actually New York itself.
The only thing is that I think that when this argument that Dublin don't have an advantage, because they have a significant advantage in the way they're developing their players by putting money in the way they spend their money. And let's put it this way: could Meath or Kildare, they have large populations, they have. They've got a lot of clubs, they've got a lot of players, but yet they haven't got their shit together. I'm not saying that Dublin have an amazing system, but the effect on money on it is huge, and it's basically tilted the scales in their favour massively, more than just a game, because they've changed the way the game is played now.
Yeah, well, look, I do understand that. I just as I said, I'm a traditionalist when it comes to especially the GAA. I don't even like this mark that's came in. I think it's ridiculous. I do for a kick out or a long overhead catch, brilliant. But this cracker kicking it 20 yards and catching it like 30 yards outside.
What they're trying to do is make sure that. Do you want to go back to where a defensive system swallows up players and doesn't give any scores? Because we watched all Ireland semi-final where Donegal and Dublin played, and Donegal and just completely shut down the game with their defensive tactics.
But
it ruins the game. But it ruins the game. That's ruined the game way more than Dublin is with the way they're playing football.
But they have to do something about this. I seen it last night in the C-GAV and Dublin game. Dublin were kicking it no more than 20 yards and not even over your head. People were catching it into their chests and calling a mark. Right.
Yeah. No, I think the mark is good, but you've got a point there. I think, you know what would be good for Gaelic football? If they had
this was no way it's going 50 metres.
If they had some sort of shot clock like they have in basketball. Do you know what I mean? That'd stop people, or so many passes.
But he wouldn't like that because he's a traditionalist.
Well, I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah, well, like if you were still a traditionalist, they'd be still taking sidelines off the ground. You know what I mean? And slow the game down.
And hurling would be a field game, and you wouldn't be seeing lads catching it overhead.
Look, you're talking about things that happen, changes that happened maybe 100
years
ago.
You're a traditionalist, so shut up.
Yeah, well, I'm a traditionalist from the game I know. Right, come on.
No, but some of them rules just came in lately, like, do you know what I mean?
Like you have to test new rules.
Remember Mayo had the All-Ireland 96, and if you watch that All-Ireland, there's a lot of this passing like this, and they banned that. They got rid of that, and that was you know, that was like, it was basketball. It turned into basketball because people were throwing them. It would look like they were throwing the ball, but they were kind of going like that. Remember?
Yeah. I'll never forget 96. Anyway, listen, we've gone way off topic here, so I'm gonna drag it back here because.
Wait. I have one more thing to say though. Right, I don't think it'd be good for Dublin to be split in 4 because it ended up Dublin in the 2 fucking semi-finals.
But this is the next. That's the next problem. Imagine Dublin having
complete monopoly. No one would watch it. The game would be killed off altogether.
And the game is being killed off. Yeah. People are not watching it because Dublin's dominance, but that happens with all sports there where teams are dominant.
I know there's you're saying it's like doping in the form of financial gains, but what about Kilkenny? Kilkenny, did they win 10 in a row in the hurling? That
7.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about a smaller group of teams, and Kilkenny probably have the monopoly on how they've developed players, and they've got a head start compared to the likes of Laois. But you know, they Kilkenny.
But remember, they've no football team either.
Yeah, and Kilkenny and Kerry, they live and breathe. There's a tradition there. That one way we can definitely agree. There's a tradition there. Dublin's resurgence in the last couple of years coincides with the amount of money that has been pumped into Dublin football. And
what is the solution? You see, what is the solution?
Well, this is it. You know, like I'm not sure if
I think pump more money into
the other teams. Well, yeah, it's almost like have you seen the way the Premier League has got more competitive over the fact that they've split up the broadcasting money better.
Yes.
So they've got a fair way of distributing money over the last couple of deals, and it's become more competitive. You see the likes of Southampton or Everton are starting to be able to reinvest in their teams because they've got more money, and they're competing at a higher level than what they usually do. Or Leicester's a perfect example where they've got an owner that backs them, but they're getting a lot more money through the broadcasting deals that are going to sustain them, and it's a lot fairer money-wise.
You have to take it the fact that there's a corporate side of the GA as well. There's traditionalists like Stephen, and there's fans that go to the games. But like, do they get more money for Dublin winning? Does the GA get more money for Dublin winning?
I'm not sure if the GA does, but Dublin
does it benefit
more shirts than everyone else.
The only thing, P, is the further Dublin go ahead at every game, they're guaranteed when things are normal. Croke Park is guaranteed to be filled. That's as simple as that. Yeah. That's the only difference Dublin bring to the GAA money wise. That they're guaranteed.
That's why they never play outside of
of course.
Croke Park.
If Croke Park was twice as big as it is, it'd still be full.
Yeah.
Would people still want to go? Would people still say if they win this year, right, Dublin? Say if they win this year, that's six in a row, is it?
That's 6 in a row. Yeah.
That's 6 in a row, and then if they win the next year, will people still keep going to see them, or will they be?
They do,
Will the average Dublin fan be bored of seeing them?
Well, I think that their crowds were down in the last year or two compared to the first couple of years, which is, it's a natural cycle, isn't it? Like,
understandable. It's understandable.
But yeah, like, look, at the end of the day, Mayo, big teams are still going to compete with Dublin. Likes of Mayo, Tyrone, Donegal, Kerry, you know, they're going to compete with Dublin to a certain degree. But I think it's irrefutable that there's a thumb on the scale when it comes to developing new talent. It's a conveyor belt in Dublin because of the size of their population and the amount of money they have. And their ability to keep their players in.
Your man O'Shea, was it O'Shea that was on the Saturday game? Saturday game. He was on the Saturday game. He was saying there was so many coaches in Dublin compared to Meath. Like, so there was like 5 coaches. I don't know the exact number, but he was saying there was some like youth development coaches compared to Dublin. You know, but listen, we won't solve it today.
No, we could nearly do a podcast on the GAA itself, or the workings of the GAA. Right. Our first problem, I'm going to read it out and we get this going. We might even cut down the problems for this podcast. Just keep going. Right, listen. First problem up on this Agony Uncles podcast is this one. After many years of not having my father around, he has recently come back into my life, and I'm finding it hard to allow myself to let him in or show him any emotion. I can see he's trying his best, but past letdowns make me weary. Advice from you guys would mean a lot. This lad is 19 years of age.
Oof.
So his father's just after coming back into his life?
Yeah. He's been missing for many years for one reason or another.
What was he up to?
I don't know. I didn't like to pry.
He's going around having a good time for himself.
He might have been, or maybe things didn't work out with the mother. He mightn't have been late. I don't know.
How, like, well, I don't. It's not.
That's a tough one. What age is the father?
That I don't know either. P. I have a sneaking suspicion, because when I get these in, I can check some people's profiles. I have a feeling he's maybe in his mid-40s.
Father's in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
So he was in his early 20s when he had the kid, and
he would have been
done a bunk.
19. No, he would have been he would have been mature enough. He would have been 26, 27, sure. To 19 from, we'll say 45, 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was that mature, to be honest, at 45.
I had 4 kids at 26 and 3 or 4 houses past.
That doesn't mean you were mature enough.
No, that is true. That is very true, and there's a few people that will testify to that.
Us being one of them. Yeah, geez, how do you, like, it's not something that any of us have experience in, really. So it's one of those that it's very difficult to like, at the end of the day, he's 19 years old. He has a choice in whether he wants to have a relationship with this man.
Yeah. And we don't know the background exactly. Like, if this was solely the father's fault, it might have been a little bit of the mother's doing. You don't know. But my advice is, if your father is trying, 99.9% of fathers and mothers, of course, only want the best for their kids, sons or daughters, and
no, the mothers don't.
If anything, they're worse. The fact that she stayed around is a red flag.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I think maybe the father had some stuff going on when he was, and he couldn't do it or something, or he didn't have his shit together, and now he's back, he's his shit together.
Yeah.
Maybe if the fella gives him a bit of a chance and see how he gets on, and if he fails, gives him 3 strike.
Yeah, you're right.
He's 19. If he doesn't want to hang out, or he doesn't want to have a relationship with this guy, he doesn't have to. So he just has to know what he wants. Does he want a relationship with this fella or not? I'll fucking do it. If you want a relationship, jump in, find out as much about it. Like, it might be a really good thing for his health. He might have a genetic condition that he might never find out about until it's too late. that he'll find out about because he knows this guy.
You're saying have a relationship with him just in case he
you need his blood.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, I reading between the lines. I think really what this lad wants is to have a relationship. He's just afraid of getting let down again or maybe hurt. So I actually, you said something there, Pete, and I absolutely love it. 3 strike rule. Give him 3 small chances. Obviously, if he completely fucks up, well then it's a strikeout straight away.
But you don't have to announce that either. You could just be in your head.
Of course, in your own head.
Yeah.
Very good, Pete. That was very good. 3 strike, and I'd say.
Then you're going to jail forever.
Do you know what?
Giuliani style.
That actually crossed my mind. Like, what was the father could have been in jail? You don't know.
Yeah.
You know, he could have been.
Well, we don't know. We don't know that. Like,
yeah,
you know,
we don't know.
Geez, if he was inside for 20 years, he's done some bad shit, man.
Maybe circumstances.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long he was gone either. It just says after many years of not being in my life.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, he has to just completely figure out and he has to take his time with the decision like that.
Of course, they're two very young men. There's the next so many years to figure it out. Yeah, and you'll know yourself. Don't rush it.
You could have a 40-year relationship with this man.
Exactly.
Yeah, he could do. He could do. Or he could just meet him for a pint.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Meet him for a pint when the pub's open, or even go for a meal with him, even if drink is an issue.
Or a walk.
For a meal.
A bloody walk.
Yeah.
Like, ask the questions that he needs to ask, and don't be afraid of it.
Yeah. Plus, nice and slowly. I just what's that saying about softly, cheeky monkey? It's where I got that wrong.
What the fuck?
Shit. Was that a night out?
softly, cheeky monkey.
No, that's not it. Shit, I don't know where that came from.
It's such.
No, I'm crossing two different sayings.
Deep thinker.
I'm crossing 2 different expressions there, and I can't think of them now.
Softly, cheeky monkey.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I say give him a chance, nice and slowly. There's no panic. If this man really wants to be in your life, it won't be today or tomorrow. You'll have to make a decision.
Yeah, like just take your time.
He could even just start off with a phone call.
Yeah.
The only thing with stuff that like if he's going to let this man into his life, he has to be prepared not to give him a chance properly, because you often hear of these people that kind of feel they're obliged to give this guy a chance, but they haven't they haven't healed or resolved any of the issues themselves. So they end up kind of fucking up even more because there's too much emotion, or they're not having this kind of, there's too much emotion involved, there's so much hurt caused that suddenly it's like it's too much on top of them.
Yes, that's a valid point. He has to heal himself first.
He has to make sure that he is in the right headspace and knows exactly what he wants from it before he gets involved in a relationship like that.
This is why I like us talking about this, because I'm a much softer approach than you. You're a harder, so you're getting.
You say that I'm cold-hearted.
No,
bastard.
I'm not saying you're a cold-hearted bastard. Well, actually, I am. You're a cold-hearted bastard. So we have all different opinions on this. So best thing is to take the best advice of the best.
But I think he doesn't have to. If he has a relationship with him, it's on his terms. He doesn't have to be like best buddies with him. Do you know what I mean? It's on this guy's terms, this 19-year-old's terms. Do you know what I mean? He has to set the boundaries himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so hopefully we've helped that lad out. We'll move on to the next one. Well, lads, what's the crack? Are ye well? I recently hooked up with a girl and we have met up 8 to 10 times. Now, she is really cool and I like her. We have a blast. The only thing is, when we do meet up, it's always carnage, with heavy drinking and even drugs. It's fantastic crack at the time, but it is getting crazier and crazier. How do I keep the excitement going for her without drinking and drugs? Really like her. I really like her. Keep up the good work, lads.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I knew you'd be like, way, way.
That's a tough one. Maybe if he doesn't want to be into the carnage, the fucking drinking and the drugs, maybe organise to do something that they can't get drunk at, and drink at and take drugs at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like imagine climbing up fucking Ben Bulbin and halfway up starting to doing a couple of lines and a couple of pills again. Halfway up, halfway down, you're like, oh shit, this is a really bad idea.
I think if they did something, I think that's or even climb a mountain or something, or even go for a bike ride or something where you can't do it, and then maybe he mightn't like her as much as he thinks. He might just like the session and somebody to go on the piss with.
Yeah, that could be it. It's like
I never thought of that one, P.
Yeah, like if you're hanging out, it's hard to know. It's hard to know in a situation like that where like just either go with it. Maybe he's just loving the crack and it just has to peter out itself. Like I wouldn't overthink something like that.
Well, I'm going to take a different approach. Obviously, the crack is great, and we've all like a good session. And obviously, this girl is up for a bit of crack and fun. I have a feeling, though, that this lad is not going to like. He
sounds like he wants to cut back from the fucking.
Yeah, but not lose her. But then again, if she's only there for the session and the crack as well, that'll soon burn out too. So if he wants a deeper sort of relationship with her, maybe, as you said, Pete, go for a walk or a cycle or a run. It doesn't have to be every time.
You two are such fucking romantics.
Oh, I'm an awful romantic.
Fuck's sake!
I know you're a sessioner and that. And
no, I'm not a sessioner.
You feckin' are.
Jesus Christ! Says the man that came to Sweden for 3 days.
Way! I didn't sleep or eat for 3 days.
It's like fucking Mr. Holier Than Thou in his scarf.
Yeah, but that's a one-off. I mean, that won't happen again until at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Back on the plane to Sweden.
No, but he does sound like he doesn't want to be doing the carnage. He described it as carnage. He didn't describe it as bliss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So carnage suggested fucking car crash, like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
like really heavy sessions like that, they're obviously going to take their toll.
Yeah.
And maybe he's kind of has this undercurrent that he's maybe more worried about it than he's letting on. If you get me. He might be more worried about the actual drugs and the way that they're drinking than he's letting on in that. And if that's the case, make a change. Just do something about it. But
he wants to know. He doesn't want to lose her either. I mean, that's what his question is. How does he keep the excitement up for her, but not lose her without the drinks and the drugs?
Yeah, but you see, if she likes him, if she truly likes him, she'll be there without the drink and the drugs. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. I mean, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Or in this case, not make the horse drink.
Yeah, or not make the horse drink. And not the monkey this time, the horse.
If he doesn't want to go on the session, don't go on the session, and tell her. Say, look, do you want to hang out during the day? Like, if you're going to hang out at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the day, just change the time that you're going out with her at.
Change the time,
If you've got some time during the week or at the weekend, meet up earlier on the day, hang out and see where it goes from there. It might end up on a session, it might not, but plan something, do something active. Whatever he's into, he might be into sports or movies. I'm not sure if there's any cinemas open or.
I think they're opening up again. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Back open now again. Yeah.
Yeah. So do something like that for a couple hours.
Swimming pools. You could go to a swimming pool. That's just. I just thought about swimming pools. I wanted to ask how the swimming pool's open.
I don't know, Pete. But you're beside the sea anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm beside the sea, but it's nice to go for a nice warm swim.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I'd say the best thing to do is the next session he has with her just says we might knock the fucking thing in the head for a bit, just for a spell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just for a spell. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. You're not going to stop. You're not going to join the Pioneers or anything. But
no.
But
just not like. Yeah. Just
try something without drinking drugs and see if you still have.
Just tell her. I can't deal with the fucking doom after. Yeah. I need a couple of weeks off the beer.
Because if he's seen her 7 or 8 times already, he's getting to know her pretty well now, and they've probably seen each other at their fucking highest and their lowest if they're on such a carnage.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if he says that and communicates, she might be feeling the exact same way.
She might be, and the thing is, when you get into a cycle like that, it's really easy to do the easiest thing that they could do is just do the same old cycle, and there is a fear of if you change things up, that will the same bit of spark still be there, or when you're pissed drunk, you'll say anything, and maybe that kind of creates that little bit of excitement, and when it's those quiet times when you're just hanging out with each other. Is that spark going to be there? He that's the thing he's probably worrying about, but he has to take a chance if he wants to go with that.
I think it has to be built on communication as well. He has to communicate how he's feeling, and if she doesn't respect that, fuck it, she's not the girl for him. Then, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Right, well, we go on to. We've got a new segment.
Chris has a curveball here for us. I don't even know what this is.
Instead of all these, I thought I'd give you a few would you rather questions. Okay.
Oh yes, go on. That's fun.
Yeah. So, would you rather be infamous in the history books or forgotten after death?
I hope I wouldn't be forgotten after death, even if I wasn't famous in the history books.
So now this isn't.
Did you say famous or infamous?
Infamous. So you'd say infamous might be for a good thing or a bad thing. So
well, if it was for a good thing, infamous to me means that you've done it. Like Hitler's infamous.
Yeah.
Or Pol Pot is infamous.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin was a soundskin. Was he bad?
Was he fucking wronging, man.
Was he wronging?
Oh, sure.
Was he a pedo?
He was. Yeah, I think he was going. Didn't he marry a 14-year-old? Or he was going. I think it's widely known at this stage that Charlie Chaplin was on the Elvis Presley buzz of hanging out with 14-year-old girls.
Wait, Elvis Presley was a pedo as well.
Don't say nothing bad about Elvis.
Gotta be said. Look, it's a fact.
Why was he going on with 14-year-old?
Don't you say
Priscilla Presley was 14 when
stop.
Who was 14?
Priscilla Presley, his future wife.
They were 15 when they got married. They were 15 when they got married.
Yeah, but I think he met her in Germany. Her father was in the army at the time, and I think she was 14, and her father was a commander in the army or something like that. They got married a year later.
Do you know what, lads? Right, between the news about Charlie Chapman and the news about Elvis
Charlie Chapman.
Who's that? From Charlie Chaplin and Elvis Presley. There's going to be another problem for next week. I'm devastated. My like two icons. You broke me.
I don't know about the Charlie Chapman though. I heard there was some dodge. Was that because he was communist and they were trying to blacklist him or something?
I don't know, but I think it's widely known.
I'm gonna check that out.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
I know Jerry Lee Lewis
with his 14-year-old
but
cousin.
They married. Okay, shit. I shouldn't have said that. They married them. I mean that's wrong.
It's all right. They married them. It's grand. Under the eyes of God, it was sound.
No, I don't mean it that way. Obviously, it's wrong. But
what age was Elvis though? What age was Elvis?
I think he was in his 20s, wasn't he?
Elvis was in the army. He's in the army, so he might have been. Yeah. He might have been only 19. 18.
No, he was famous. He was famous.
No, he was famous by that stage.
That
I do know, but I didn't think she was 14.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Infamous. I'm going to use the word infamous as in, are you famous for something bad or forgotten about after that? Firstly, I have a theory that you live as long as the last person that remembers you dies. So whatever memory, the last person that dies.
But Genghis Khan is still remembered.
Yeah, exactly. So
from
he's
the
not,
history books.
So he's not dead.
No, he's definitely dead.
Yeah.
He's alive in the memories. He's alive in the memories.
Yeah, the last person that remembers you, or that's it. Remembers you, dies.
Yeah, like
so you live as long as you live in history, as far as I'm concerned.
But like that's a cop out to this question.
Would I like to be famous for something bad, or be forgotten about after death? I think I'd rather be forgotten about after death.
I think we have to analyze the question. We have to analyze the question because are people truly forgotten after death? Like
that's what I'm asking you. That's what the question.
That's what I'm saying. Are they truly forgotten? Maybe they're not truly forgotten. Maybe somebody remembers them.
Well, he's saying the last person that remembers you. The last person there's going to be a time where, like in 50 years' time, that people don't know who Peter Cassidy is.
The fuck do you mean? We're going to be still alive in 50 years' time.
Well, it's different. It's different now because you're going to be the dead hedgehogs is going to live on forever.
This podcast is going to change humanity.
Yeah, obviously. Right.
I like Bill and Ted.
So answer the question, Pete. Answer the question.
Which would you rather?
I'd rather be infamous. Fuck them.
What would you
I'd probably rather be infamous.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's the romantic soft heart that I have coming out in me. You heartless bastard.
Okay, all right. I'll go to the next one. All right. Would you rather be a world-leading expert in a single field or the most well-rounded, versatile person on earth?
Say that again now. Repeat that.
Would you rather be a world-leading expert in a single field or the most well-rounded, versatile person on earth?
I've actually thought of this many a time. Something similar.
Like, who defines who's the world-renowned, versatile person?
Well, like, this is it. It's a hypothetical, Pete. We don't have to go into who's going to define it.
Semantics. We have to go into the semantics of the question so we can answer it. We need to know the boundaries.
Like someone that's like very good at a lot of different things. Like, I mean, exceptionally good. Or someone that's
an absolute expert.
An absolute number one person in the world on one subject.
I've often wondered about this myself.
I have too.
Yeah. They used to say jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. So which would you rather, be the jack of all trades and have a working knowledge and be able to turn your hand to a lot of things, or be an expert in one? Now I know that nowadays there's like, it's almost a taboo to be an expert in some things because there's almost
because you're going to be shot down.
Yeah, the internet will kill you for having a disagreement.
But I have this thing that if you are the best in the world, you don't have to really worry about what other donkeys fucking think.
Yeah.
What is it fleeting? Is it fleeting? Can they be the best in the world forever, or is it fleeting? Is it?
But some people are experts in their fields.
Like, I'm sure that there's the top scientists, the top 3 or 4 scientists in the world. There has to be.
Well, no, in certain fields. So they'd be
in certain fields.
They'd be a niche thing more than anything.
Yeah. Or they're like, even sports wise, like the 2 best, probably greatest. Well, one of the greatest died in the last week or 2, but at the minute, Ronaldo and Messi, probably the best in the world. I'm just going to that. They are the best in the world. I think it's
almost
irrefutable.
Yeah, because the game has developed so much, and the speed of the game and the way that the game is played is at such a high level where you have to be so fit. For them to stay that consistent for that long, for over 20 years.
That's fleeting too as well. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
The next there's going to be someone else in 15 years or 20 years that will surpass all those.
Yeah, but for the moment, I mean, life is fleeting, but for the moment, for whatever length of time, you are the best in the world. Would you rather be
the best in the world?
The best in the world at one thing, or would you like to be excellent at 10 things?
That is the question.
That is the question.
I think I'd pick. See, if it was a younger self, I would have said best in the world. But now I think I would like to be good at a couple of things.
What do you think?
I would have liked to have been younger. I would have liked to have been the best of the world at 10 different things. But now I think I'd go with Pete and say I'd like to be very good at. Oh man, it's a fucking tough one. I was just about to say I'd like to be very good at a lot of things, but now I'm thinking to myself, fuck it, I'd love to be number one in the world at one thing.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think that I'd rather
it's so
seen
close.
as an expert in a field that you're the go-to guy, that you know.
Yeah.
That it's an expert opinion. Right?
But imagine like the
being
fucking
shit,
expert.
everything else wouldn't be any good.
No.
Like you're really good at being a doctor.
Imagine the expert on fucking rare fucking poo eating fucking flies. You know what I mean? And he's an expert. He's the fucking leading fucking.
Yeah, he's not
in zoology and fucking shite eating flies.
And
he's
really
at a party.
Parties.
I'd say I wouldn't say he'd be the first on the list for the Playboy Mansion. Like.
No, exactly. What I'm saying, imagine all the dedication and study that dude had to get into to fucking educate himself about all these shit eating flies, and then all he can think about is to be the best in the world. He'd have to. There's a 10,000 hour rule that you have to put 10,000 hours or. Was it 10,000 hours into the work of perfect practice? Yeah. And can you imagine him being? That's not even to be the best in the world. That's
something I'd say. That would I be right in saying that you took that quote or not quote, but that from jiu-jitsu? Isn't that what they say about jiu-jitsu?
Oh no, they say about a lot of things.
Yeah. The 10,000 hour things. Yeah, I think it was.
It's a
Malcolm Gladwell or somebody wrote a book, 10,000 hours. It's called, and he was saying that they were trying to dispel myth versus. They were trying to dispel somebody that's a natural versus nurture versus nature, and it was kind of like he was saying that it was circumstance. He was saying there was an awful lot of hockey players that were born in the same year. They were all born in the same year, and they were all born around the same months because it turns out that they were like under 14 when they were, they had 2 years at under 14.
The extra year, like you see.
So they had the extra year, so they had the extra coaching. So that's why they were good as well. But also they had to put in so much work to be the best in the world. You can imagine all the work you'd have to put in to be the best fucking in the world. And you might not have the social or family relationship or the general crack that you have being good at a couple of things.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then again, you could be.
My thing is as well, Pete, is if you are the number one in the world, you obviously took serious dedication to that, and you're not a bad skin if you can put in that sort of dedication or discipline into one particular subject. You're probably going to be good at, you're probably going to be a good enough person anyway.
Not necessarily.
Some people are.
But then again, you know what?
Some people are so dedicated to one thing, they're not well-rounded in anything else.
Yes. Okay. And I do also know that people with the likes of Asperger's and that sort of thing can dedicate themselves to one subject and become very, very astute and very intelligent and like become the leaders in the world at it.
Again, that's the way their brain is made up.
That's the way their brain works.
Yeah.
And I do know that they might even be lacking socially.
Okay. Right.
But that person might be lacking socially regardless if they become the best person in the world.
Well, that is true. That is true.
What I'm saying is somebody, if they dedicate themselves, that their other social skills, their other culinary skills, their other relationship, emotional intelligence might be damaged because they've spent so much time studying fucking shit eating fucking flies.
Yeah. So if you want to be an expert, choose something cool.
Yes.
You go like exactly. Choose something you get your cock sucked over like.
At a minimum.
Right. So I decided very on the fence, but I decided to be an expert on one particular thing, and so did you. And you went with to be good at 10 things.
What would you pick?
I'd rather be an expert.
But what? In what?
Oh yeah, but that's not the question.
That's not the question. That's a question for another
I'm
day,
asking
Pete.
that question.
That's another question.
I'd like to be the best.
I'm going to go on to the next question.
I'd love to be the best, the number one lover in the world.
Steve, you already are the number one.
Come on. Move on to the next one.
I was like, I've heard it. I want to give you a few tips, mate.
Yeah, I get you.
Richest person in the world or smartest person in the world?
Oh my God, can we do this on every Agony Uncles podcast? 2 or 3 of these. I love this. Even though it's not turning into an Agony Uncles podcast, but we'll go.
We'll go through.
Yeah.
Riches and money, financial.
Richest, financially. Richest person in the world or smartest person in the world?
Neither. I wouldn't want to be neither. Sorry.
You have to pick one.
Well, which would you least like?
Fuck, I don't know. The smartest. I wouldn't want to be the smartest person in the world.
Would you not?
No.
There's no danger of that anyway, Pete. I'm joking. You're one of the wisest people I know. Just for the record.
Because if you were one of the smartest person in the world, I'd imagine you'd be very depressed. You'd see a lot of.
Imagine all you'd be doing is hanging out with idiots all day.
That's true as well.
Fucking nightmare. I honestly think that would be the worst. Being smarter than everyone else would be an absolute nightmare. Generally, I think it would be terrible.
Well, I think if you were humble about it, I would. If to have the character that I have now, I'm going to base my answer on what
Cowboy Lavin would say.
On what I would say and how I would approach it, and as long as it wouldn't change me, I would rather be the smartest person than the richest person. That's me. Simple as that.
It's a hard one.
Money was never my.
Pete's right. If you were the smartest person in the world, you don't end up being depressed. So I'd rather be the richest person, because at least that way you could fucking give money away.
That's true too. Yeah, I think I'd go with Chris in this one. I'd prefer to be the richest person than the smartest, because the smartest person, it'd be kind of like
both of them are going to create problems.
Of course,
both of them create problems.
But with being you have problems without fucking either of them as well. So
or bigger problems.
That's true.
No, I'm going for smarter. You're going for money. You greedy bastards.
You could help out humanity. You could help out humanity being the richest person in the world.
Oh, you could as well if you were smart.
Yeah, but people might be put off by your arrogance.
But without the arrogance, that's what I said in the beginning.
But if you know you're the smartest person in the world, then fucking everyone else knows as well.
Well, yes, they do, but you can be very humble about it.
No.
And you think you're going to be wrong as usual? You think you're going to be humble about being the richest person in the world?
Definitely not. At least you'd be able to isolate yourself.
Go again, and then we're going on to another question or another.
Which one? Would you rather have a huge imagination or photographic memory?
Jeez, I'm glad you said imagination.
Which one?
I'd go with a huge imagination. It's no.
What was the question again?
A huge imagination or a photographic memory? Photographic memory would be very handy.
It'd be handy, yeah, but fuck.
Like more so that but like, on a creative sense, you'd have a great time. But like photographic memory, like be very useful.
It could be very useful. It could be actually dangerous.
Like you'd be catching people out the whole time because you can actually remember it.
Yeah.
No, I think I'd go with the greatest imagination. I think you'd have more fun.
I'd agree with P on this one.
I would probably go with the imagination as well.
Can you imagine how creative you could be with a huge imagination? With your huge imagination. You're walking around the town with your huge imagination.
Seen him there going into the pub the other day and fucking huge imagination. It was hanging off him.
He took it out when he went for a piss.
A team of them couldn't have put away.
No, definitely imagination. Yeah.
Imagination is bigger than when he's out.
All right. You'll like this one, Pete. I knew you like this one.
What's wrong with me?
Sorry. Eat something really healthy that tasted horrible, or something really bad for you that tasted great.
This is like every day for me.
It depends. It depends what they are.
Well, it's just like
question.
something really healthy.
But is this a one-off, or is this like
just
every day?
No. If it's a choice, it's either something really, really bad for you but tastes amazing, or something really, really healthy but tastes like shit, tastes horrible. Like
what they say. I heard this theory before that if something tastes really, really horrible and it's healthy, it's probably not that healthy for you. You shouldn't be putting it in your body if your body really dislikes the taste of it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is metaphorically speaking as well. This is good for you. This isn't bad for you. This is good for you. It's not bad for you. I just have to say that. And this other thing is not good for you, as in it's very fattening, but it tastes delicious. It's just a simple choice. But again, is this like forever, or is this like a one-off meal?
Your body. Like I fucking never liked gherkins when I was a kid. Now I like gherkins. Do you know what I mean? Your body.
Your taste buds do change. No. I think the thing with something like this is that it's like, would you rather there's a guilt to having something bad. Can you deal with the guilt of having something bad for you?
I think it depends how bad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I can regulate it then.
Yeah. Look, if it was a one-off thing, I'm going to say, and I love to eat healthy, and I know that you do as well, P. I know that you don't.
That's fucking harsh, man. Fucking after me cooking for you as well a couple of days.
If it was a one-off, I'd go for the unhealthy or the bad thing. But if it was a lifestyle choice, it'd be the healthy stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd be the same. I think you need some unhealthy stuff now and again to be actually healthy, ironically enough.
Yeah, a balance.
I think you need to treat yourself. So, yeah, I'd probably do the same, Steve.
You, Chris?
I'd probably, same thing. If it was a one-off, then I'd eat something that tastes good. Wouldn't eat something that tastes shit.
I think so. You want to be happier too, you know what I mean?
Okay. Live out your days in the wilderness without human contact, or live out your days in a jail.
Oh, I think that's an easy one for P.
Without human contact?
Yeah, human contact. You need human contact.
Fucking important, man. You'd lose your mind.
I think I'd lose my mind in a prison.
I think I'd lose my mind in prison as well, but you need the fucking human contact.
At least you could have a bit of crack.
No man's island.
Yeah, at least you could have a bit of crack, like.
Take me to the island.
Don't sing, P.
You're doing the salmon on it now.
Take me.
Actually, we must get Salmon on for another podcast. He's going to be on a podcast on Tuesday. Hopefully, this will be out before Tuesday.
With a special guest.
With a very special guest.
What do you think, lads? Out in the wilderness on your own, no one around, pulling the willy off yourself?
Oh, definitely in the wilderness.
Or in a jail surrounded by other lads.
Someone else pulling the willy off.
He got there before me.
I don't know. It's a tough one. You're not going to see anyone it'll be animals.
Like I say,
there.
Oh, there'll be animals. Yeah, you'll be out in the wilderness. You'll see, fucking deer.
You're in Roscommon.
You're gonna be in Roscommon. Yeah. Just wander around Roscommon. Yeah. Compton.
Have your clothes on.
It doesn't matter because no one will fucking see you.
Yeah, you won't see anyone, so it doesn't matter. You might be cold.
Fuck. Jeez, I don't know. That's a tough one, lads.
That is a tough one.
You could get fucking shanked or bombed.
And what's wrong with that?
At least there'd be a bit of excitement.
At least you said you wanted human contact.
Not that close.
What did you say?
At least you'd have some human contact. Getting bummed.
I don't know. I'll let you go first. I can't decide.
I'm going to say the wilderness.
I think I go with the wilderness as well.
I'm probably going to say jail. I think I'd probably have good crack. Like playing cards, gambling. I've seen lots of...
You have conduit visits.
Yeah, you might. You might.
No
conduit
conduit
visits.
No conduit visits, for fuck's sake.
I go with the wilderness.
The two of you can be on your own in the wilderness, so...
Without turning each other pee.
Right. We go back to the... We might throw one in at the end for the crack.
I'll do one. What time are we on?
Should we keep on going anyway?
No, we can't.
Oh, yeah, the match.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 minutes past 3.
I have to go to... Anyway, yeah, we'll do one more, and we'll do another Agony Uncles during the week anyway. So we have a lot of questions that we will get through, but we are going to cut this one with the next question and maybe one of your other ones. Okay, well, lads, fair play on the podcast. I share a house with 2 friends, and one of them is a complete slob.
Move out.
Gone.
I didn't even hear what he said. I was joking.
Yeah. I share a house with 2 friends, and one of them is a complete slob. Never tidies up after himself, and doesn't even acknowledge when me and the other housemate clean up after him. He's a legend for the crack, though. That's the problem. So don't want to fall out with him. How do I get him to take care of his own shit without falling out with him?
You just got to tell him out straight.
Yep. Simple
Tell
as.
him out straight.
No pussyfooting about. Just go, this is unacceptable.
Yeah. Tell him out straight. Just say, listen, you're fucking great crack, and if you don't tidy up, you're going to have to move out if we want to still be friends. Because you can't live with that fucking slob.
Yeah.
I think we've all... Well, I always had my own house.
We've all been in a situation like that.
I think we have at some stage or another where...
I would,
and I'm sure we have ourselves but there's been days when we were just too tired or too lazy to maybe tidy up after ourselves. But
I've been the messy one as well in houses. I've been fucking...
So have I.
Enough, like.
But like, do you know what I've always found is that if someone is doing a little bit, then I'll jump on board and do the whole lot. But like if it's gone down the tubes, then I'll just give up.
Yeah, it's the principle of it. It's the principle of like someone taking advantage more. That's exactly what he's doing. I'm presuming it's a he, actually.
Well, if they're all tidying up and he's not even making an attempt. if they're all tidying up and this guy's just not even lifting a finger, then this is only going to end up if he does nothing, they'll fall out big time. They're going to fucking crack up.
I'm saying either give him an ultimatum, say, listen, tidy up. Just give him 3 strikes again. Say, listen, buddy, tidy up. And if he doesn't tidy up, listen, help me tidy up. And if he doesn't tidy up, then have a chat with him. Say, listen, you're great crack. I don't want to fall out with you. I want to be still friends with you. But maybe we just can't live together. You're too messy. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and great advice. I love this 3 strikes thing. I love this three strikes thing that you've came up with. I do like that.
Yeah, Rudy. What's your man's name? Giuliani did that in New York.
Rudy Giuliani, yeah. A Clinton thing. He implemented it federally.
No, I don't. I'm not too sure. I thought it was fucking Giuliani that did it in New York.
He did. Well, Giuliani brought in stop and frisk, and a lot of other shady things. There was definitely a 3 strikes rule. I'm not sure if Giuliani brought it in, but there was definitely a 3 strikes rule in. So if you had committed 2 bad crimes that you had done time for the 2 of them, the 3rd time, even if it's something insignificant, you're fucking gone for a long
I think
time.
it was very criticised because people were getting done for jailwalking and stuff. It was a bit harsh, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think they worked it really hard. Like I think the minorities got the. I think the minorities might have got the hard end of the stick there as well, but who knows?
I actually don't know. I don't know enough about it to comment on it, but who knows? But apparently it was good. Some people said it was good. Some people said it was bad. I don't know about it. But
the ones that didn't get done for it were definitely they had the advantage. Like
yeah, true.
But anyway,
what do you think of that one, lads? What do you think of that one? I'd say just 3 strikes, Jobby.
3 strikes. It's definitely have it out because if you don't, you're going to end up falling out with him anyway.
Like it's a if he doesn't approach it, then he's definitely going to fall out with your man. So just
and he just want to lose him as a friend if he's great crack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And if it's a proper friendship, he'll understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and like it's all about making an effort. He's not going to suddenly become Mr. fucking Sheen overnight, but he has to
if he's making an effort, it's sure that he's doing a bit of effort, you know.
Right.
Or he could get one of the other boys to have a word with him and say, "Listen, fucking come on, fucking clean up the buckets, fucking."
Or the two of them. No, do you know what? The two other housemates need to sit him down and say, "Listen."
Well, they could also do a divide and conquer, as you were saying there. You go, one fella goes, "Come on, let's just."
The two of them say it.
Like what we do is Steve, and I go to you like, look, let's just keep a head on Steve there for a couple of minutes.
Exactly. Or if we say Steve, he's on the phone too much.
Yeah.
He's on the phone, you know what I mean?
So sometimes you have to distract him and go, come on, let's do this video.
I would ever have to do anything like that with me is a night out where I might maybe the odd time have an extra one or two that I shouldn't have.
The crow
comes out. Right. Hopefully that sorted that problem out for that lad. We're going to do one more actually because I promised this lad we'd go through this one on our next one. So here goes. He actually emailed me privately, or not privately, but to my own page. How are things, Steve? Wee question for you and the Agony Uncles podcast. Really enjoying the content so far. Have you any tips for tackling the old solitude over lockdown? Used to be a strength to enjoy it and recharge before COVID, but it's hard to get in the same mindset with seeing so few people now. Only really getting out for an odd walk, run every day, and coupled with a bad breakup or two due to weird circumstances. Hope yous are well and enjoy some lovely pints at home. Basically, I read that out terribly bad. Basically, he's.
I didn't want to say, but
yeah, it's reading off the message. It's hard to put the proper expressions. Basically, this lad is in the middle of lockdown. I was talking to him a bit. I was back and forth talking to him, chatting to him, and he's living with housemates, and he's had a breakup in the middle of this lockdown, right? And he's finding it hard. He's obviously isn't able to go out and meet other people, and he's confined to the house that he is staying in. In saying that, one of the pieces of advice I give to him was, surround yourself with good people, as I have done many a time with the likes of you two guys and the likes of Owen and my Uncle Martin and friends and my family. Surround yourselves with good people. And he said that his housemates are a godsend. They're the only thing that's keeping him sane at the minute as well. So any advice, guys?
Do you want to go first, Pete?
Yeah, he could seek out some help. You know, he could ring somebody. There's loads of help numbers out there. He could actually go and see. He could talk to a psychiatrist or something. Do you know what I mean? Or even talk to. There's loads of numbers, and I think we put them up before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he could organise to do something with his housemates if he's living in a house with his housemates. You know what I mean? Could organise a dinner or something where they all sit down for dinner. Yeah. If they're good mates, you know.
Yeah. Or it doesn't have to be a drinking session, because the drink will eventually. It's great crack at the time, but the day after the drink doesn't help. It doesn't help problems. Yeah. You're in bad form, it's not going to help you.
No, I didn't mean a drink session.
No, I know that, P. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Sit down for cook a meal for his friends or something. Do you know what I mean? In the house. Yeah. The cinemas are open now. You can go to the cinema. You know what I mean? Fucking get back on the horse. Go on fucking Tinder, or fucking go on Plenty of Fish or Grindr or whatever he's into. You know what I mean? And fucking try and get back on the horse. Go out and meet people. Go out for a date. You know, he can still go on a date, can't he?
Yeah, of course you can. And also, even before then, just realign your thinking. Just get in proper frame of mind yourself. If there's no rush, there's plenty of other halves out there, or girls, or if you're into boys, I don't think he is.
But even at that, just pick out one thing a day. Just take it day by day.
Yeah,
there's no point in some grand design. Like obviously he's gone through a breakup, and that's shit for everyone.
Yeah,
like there is
in these days.
everyone like we all know that it's crap during it's like lockdown, and it makes you think. It gives you more time to think, which is often the hardest thing. Like
it's a tough one. Or else I was going to say something there now. I forgot. He could call his friends. You know what I mean? Or set up a Zoom call like this. This is good to chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
or even contact someone that he hasn't talked to in a long time.
Yeah,
out of the blue.
Yeah. Or even have a game of poker online with his mates or something like that. You know what I mean? Or I know boys that do Zoom calls and they play poker. You know. I don't know how you not cheat, but I think there's an app you can do.
There is.
Yeah, sure. We were playing with some
we
of the
were
lads.
playing,
Yeah, so you could do stuff like that, or there's lots of stuff online you could do. But hopefully, he might be going home for the Christmas now, and he'll get to see people. You know.
Yeah. And like that, our pages are always open for people that just want a chin up or a gee up.
Yeah, have a chat.
Like we'll chat away. I'll chat away if I can at all, and I'm sure you will too, P and Chris and
of course. I think, but there's numbers you can call. I'd say get out and get some sunlight as well, because the days are getting very short. There's not much vitamin D, and vitamin D is linked to fucking feeling fucking down in the dumps. Even get a good vitamin D supplement and fucking horse that into him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
As he said, he is active. He's going for runs. He's getting out for walks just to do stuff. But I think for a guy like that, he's obviously doing well not to isolate himself.
Yeah, and obviously he wants to be social.
Yeah, he wants to get out and about. Yeah. So he just has to figure out a way of doing something.
But when he wants to be social the next time, get out, go for a walk, and talk with a friend. But get yourself into a good frame of mind, because what's going to happen is, and it's happened to me in the past, I've felt lonely or whatever, and next thing I've gone into the pub or gone into a meeting or meeting up with friends, and I've been in such bad form, I've ended up ruining the whole evening or the night for everyone else as well. And then I woke up the next day and thought to myself, Jesus Christ, I'm an absolute dick.
Yeah.
But you have to go in you have to get yourself into a frame of mind.
Yeah.
A good frame of mind first, and then pick it up from there, because there's always a way. There's always a way to improve your mindset, your social outlet, the whole lot.
And there's help out there for him. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he's not alone. Like, there's lots of people. Even if he said it to his flatmates, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he communicates it to his flatmates, saying, "She's fucking a bit lonely now with the lockdown," or even if he rings somebody and tells them, the best thing to do is if he tells somebody, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like the thing is especially with breakups, with enough time, all those feelings, they do pass, and you will get back to normal. Like.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. 100%. Yeah. Time is a great healer.
Yeah, I know personal experience earlier on, before the start of the summer.
Right.
I was the same situation myself, and luckily I just kept myself busy. At that time, myself and yourself, we were going to the beach every second day, going swimming. We were climbing Croagh. We were just hanging out and being in those situations, just being active.
Into a good frame of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it did for me then was like no one wants to be talking about this breakup the whole time. Like, you don't want to hear about it all the time. I don't want to be talking about it all the time. So you just end up getting on with other stuff.
But you can filter it in as well. Filter it out. Eventually, like no one's expecting you to forget about a breakup like that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself if you are doing it. So you have your moments where you have your moments where you talk it out, and then you have your moments where you just shut up and you're doing something busy anyway. So
and enjoy it. Just get yourself in a good frame of mind.
Yeah. So it'll all work out for him.
Well.
It sounds like he's got good.
I think it will. It'll all work out for him in the finish. You know what I mean? And he'll go for a few dates for himself. You know what I mean? He'll be fucking happy out.
Right. Will we do a quick 1 minute? Would you rather?
Right.
Really quickly.
Very quick one.
All right.
We'll sign off.
Would you rather live in a world of no privacy or in a world with no crime?
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a hard one to be done in a minute.
I know. I'm going to put it to the table. That's how we're going to the next Agony Uncles. That's how we're going to open it up.
Yeah,
that is too deep, and that's how we're going to open it up. That is it.
Okay, all right, we'll record. So everyone, please subscribe and like the Dead Hedgehogs channels. Put into the comments, which would you rather, a world of no privacy or a world with no crime? Let us know what you think.
Would be very interesting.
We'll discuss it properly the next one.
Segment. That's very good.
I love this segment, and I'm going to be doing this. We're going to be doing this more often.
We'll discuss. We'll discuss this on the next podcast.
Yeah.
So
answer that question on our YouTube comments.
And send us in more problems that we want to tackle.
Also, we probably have another Agony Uncles of questions, but please keep sending them in, and we'll get through them.
Yeah.
And also, if people could send in their solutions.
Yeah.
Had some problems. If people have had some problems and they've figured out things that help them out. Share how they've sorted out problems. I think that could help too,
Right. Yeah. Well, look, so thanks to everyone for listening, and please jump on Patreon, subscribe to the YouTube channel,
and thank you to all the patrons that subscribed during the week. That is brilliant, and it really helps with our equipment, and it just makes us get equipment that makes the podcast better. The better the podcast, the better.
Absolutely.
Better everything. Better for everyone.
Yeah, so, we've got some great guests coming up.
Some great guests coming up,
Obviously, jump on and watch those.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you very much. P, I'll be talking to you during the match.
All right, we'll see you in a little while, P.
Good luck, guys.
Chat to you there.
Cheers, P.
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Big love. Big love.